Hello, and welcome to Path of the Goat. I am the Goat Caprea, and today I'm going to be giving free lessons on how to win in Silver. I'm playing solo queue, so I don't have my team with me. So you should be able to do, well, you can take inspiration from me, but you won't be able to do what I do. Because I have 1,000 games this season. I know what the season's about. And that's a part of what ranking up is about, is that you need to know what your local metagame is about. So, for example, um, using an analogy from another game that I like to play is I like to play Magic the Gathering, and you go to your local game store to play Magic the Gathering with other players. Now, everybody's local game store is going to be different. By that, I mean that there's different players, there's different attitudes, and most importantly, there's a different metagame of different deck types. Not everybody is going to have Jace Beleren in their deck at every game store. Now they are going to have Jace at Los Angeles and San Diego because those people are high rollers. But at your local game store, other people are going to be playing different things. And so what you need to do is adapt your deck and your play style to the opponents that you're expecting to play against. So, using that analogy, you do the same thing at your rank, at your level of play. You need to know what is the common metagame that everybody else is playing at your level of
Braxis
play.
holdout.
When you've mastered that, you will rank up. Braxis. Alright, so what's popular here, what's an easy win, is Asmodan. He gives an easy win. Uh, Kael'thas is also uh, an easy win. Brightwing and many of the bruisers. The bruisers tend to be the MVP on this map, even though the the lane that determines the win is kind of the bottom lane because that's where the four-man group is. Uh, the solo lane is often filled by a Smurf. And what I mean by that is there's a player who's playing below his skill level on an account uh, that allows him to do that. Ragnaros is another great option, although you can expect to lose the first objective with Ragnaros. You'll make up for it in the later objectives. Your wave clear at level 10 is insane. That you don't even have to win the first objective with Ragnaros. Another thing that I'm doing at the moment is one of my team players or one of my team mates doesn't like the Asmo
We will
pick,
forge a great
and
destiny.
whether he's right or wrong kind of doesn't matter. What matters is that I want him to think that I'm collaborating with him, and so I've switched off into another hero to give him that impression.
I hear the call.
I mean, I am definitely going to be collaborating, but by giving him a little bit of
From
my
order
respect,
comes justice.
I hope that he will return it. Tassadar, it's funny that he says um, Asmodan is too slow because Tassadar is actually way slower on this map. Almost every Braxis game that I've seen with Tassadar has ended up losing the first objective. And am I talking out of my ass? Maybe, but I do have over 1,000 games played this season alone, and I usually break 1,000 each season. So um, even if I'm bad at this game, I have seen a lot of games.
wait is over.
Victory above all.
Stukov is a really strong pick for this map because there's chokeholds near the gate.
It is time.
Merry Christmas, y'all. These are my free coaching lessons. You could get lessons from me. Currently, I don't charge anything, but that might change in the future.
To the horde.
So I'm looking and noticing this Tassadar player is either in their placement matches or is on a provisional account. So they could be exceptionally good at this game playing on a Smurf account. I should probably
Ready yourselves, warriors. A great battle is
probably
upon you.
define what a Smurf is.
Friend.
Personally, it's one of my pet peeves that people
Nephilim.
use lingo without
So
really
the legends are true.
defining what the words mean,
This
especially in
should be
business.
interesting.
So a Smurf in this context is a player who has created a new
Combat
account
starts in
um,
10 seconds.
for purposes of hiding their identity or
5,
for
4, 3,
playing at a
2,
lower
1.
rank against
May
opponents who are not at their
prevail
level.
this day.
So if your main account is platinum
The
or
journey
gold or whatever,
begins.
and you're on any other account that's lower than platinum or gold, I consider that smurfing. This Rhaegar is coming out hot. I don't have a problem with that. He probably thinks he's in charge. That's exactly what I want him to think. See, the great thing about Zool is that he has sustain
I sense
better than I think all the other bruisers. Maybe Sonya. Sonya can outplay or out-sustain Zool,
you'll die.
but Zool's sustain is his strength. Look at this guy's mana. He's already used, what is that, 60% of his mana? And it's only been a minute? The trick for playing Zool, the way I play him, is that I want to be mana efficient. I want to gain ground by spending the least amount of mana possible. And interestingly enough, the scythes, that Q ability that I just showed, is cheaper in mana than Curse Strikes. So this is 55 mana. The Spectral Scythe is 55. The Curse Strikes, oh, is 50. Huh. I must be thinking about the talent that reduces its cost. See, he thought he was in charge the whole time, until he died. Now, I'd really like to get in there I'm afraid
Choose
there's
a
someone hidden.
talent.
Yeah, there was a variant in there. That would be bad for me. Not necessarily bad for Zool, but because I just used all of my skills, they were on cooldown, my hit points were low, I didn't want to fight him. I wasn't ready. Oh, definitely not ready for this. Yeah,
Remember this.
I got greedy.
You must always keep fighting. The great cycle of being begins anew.
If you're playing solo lane on Braxis, one of the things to keep in mind if you're facing two opponents and the enemy team, like I just did, is that that's a winning position for the bottom lane. So you don't need to make risky plays. Man, this guy is all about pushing his buttons.
The familiar scent.
He does not seem to like strategy. And I can exploit that.
Choose a
So,
talent.
if you listen to the lore
Oh, so many Zerg.
of
Headed
Zool,
right for us. Stop them! Stop them at once!
you'll know that he's all about maintaining the balance. Whatever the hell that means. And I'm here to tell you what that means.
Know this as it knows you.
The balance in a game of Heroes of the Storm is the wave. If you push the wave too far to the enemy territory, it will be very easy for them to get a tactical advantage because you're in their territory.
Zerg waves
By keeping the
defeated.
wave in the middle
Resetting
of the lane,
pens as per protocol.
it takes away the advantage that they would have had if you pushed too far. Similarly, that's how you should play Zool in Heroes of the Storm. In Dota, we would call that freezing or stalling the lane, because you're not making progress, but you're not losing ground either. And I don't recommend that for all heroes. That is not the appropriate strategy for all occasions. That is the appropriate strategy for Zool on this map.
Know this as it knows you.
This guy has no mana, so if I can clear this lane, I should have an advantage.
Enemy has perished.
The fire that burns brightest extinguishes quickest.
Cool's blade whispers. Require a talent.
got my number there.
I'm returning to town. To the hall of... whatever it is. I sense death within this place. It would be wise to defend here. Your fort is gone. Your foe deserved that.
Thank you.
There is still hope for these lands.
This can't be happening. The Zerg are bearing down on us. Oh, I'm too smart to die.
Alright, so what do I know? I know that we have a larger wave coming for us. I know that Tassadar is weak in the early game, which is why we lost the first two objectives. It wasn't lack of his skill, it was... that's just how the hero is balanced.
Thank you.
And I know that both Tassadar and Zool have really strong wave clear, so I'm not worried about surviving into the late game. I also see that the tide of battle is moving in our favor. We're getting way more kills, which we should be able to convert into map dominance. I'm tempted to get this camp and let Malfurion try and solo Cassia. So I'm definitely making a mistake here. I acknowledge my mistake.
Now, you die.
They've got a strong front line with the Orc and Varian. I'm afraid of getting into the midst of their group and being silenced. Usually Azula, I like to dive into their backline like I'm doing right now, but a silence from Stukov could really mess up all my plans. We got a kill. We successfully disengaged, so we should retreat and regroup, maybe even reset. If we had been in a better position, we should not have retreated and resetted. We should have pressed our advantage. But we were lucky that we didn't suffer more casualties.
Make haste toward the beacons. They're up and running.
There's at least one down here. How many? Two? Okay. They really should have been able to take that beacon, considering there were 3 on 2 in the bottom lane. It was me and Diablo versus 3 of them, so I wonder what did they encounter that they were not able to secure that beacon. This is fine. We still have all of our structures on the top lane.
Emergency! Scores of Zerg are inbound on our base.
Remember
Exterminate them immediately.
that Tassadar It's a late game hero.
Alas, only ashes remain.
He even went the more late game build.
We are clear of the Zerg. Huh. Who designed this ramshackle facility? Oh wait, I did.
Vengeance upon you!
Enemy has raised your keep. I see there is yet justice in this.
Notice how I didn't dive in there and go straight for Cassia. I allowed Vala to use her ranged advantage. And then engaged after she had already poked him down, basically. You don't need to go all in and kill the enemy as quick as possible. I mean, you do kind of need to kill him as quick as possible, but not if it's going to be... Not if it's going to be costly. And if I had gone in and meleeed against Cassia, her bouncing orb would have done a lot of damage to both me and my ally.
Power spike from the beacons. They'll be active soon.
There is still hope for these lands. Double kill. Triple kill.
An excellent strike.
We need to spread out and secure the beacons now.
I depart.
They want to do boss, which I'm not sure if it's the right call or not. It might be the right call, but somebody's got to clear this.
The beacons are active once again.
And as the bruiser, I volunteered myself. I need to get onto that beacon as soon as possible while they've got the death timers up. Even if I die and they secure boss, it'll be worth it.
Must be written down for future study. Heroes slain.
So now that I'm dead, I'm not just sitting idle. I'm watching the enemy team, seeing how they work together. They're good at protecting Stukov. They're quite good at that. Our Diablo is excellent at doing his role, protecting our backline. He did an excellent job there. June, if you guys play with that guy, he knows what he's doing.
Cycle of being begins anew.
He died, but he
So
did the most for our team that he could have,
do not fear.
allowing space for our backline to do their work that they need to do.
Hell yeah! Ha ha! Ah, a new talent.
We have a man advantage. Varian is down for 10 seconds. We should be able to take this beacon without competition, and yet they have chosen pain. I think this objective might win the game. It's a full objective, late game. They've got a man down. They don't have great wave clear except for Nazebo.
Is in at our way. Please get rid of them quickly.
Within this place.
Typically, one person should always cover the lane. I'll admit, not entirely sure if this is the right call here, because we could win the game with the push that we have going. So it might be silly to defend that which does not need defending.
Go into the blackened night. A king has crumbled.
Fall back! Protect me from the Zerg!
Oh. Wish I knew what happened there. We couldn't end it.
Safe out there now? Yes? Phew. Nice work.
I will join you shortly.
A worthwhile pursuit. You die.
Okay, we're getting flanked. Tassidar's getting flanked. I'm retreating to get safe, to reassess. They're going for the kill. That's a terrible idea. Okay, so I want them to. I want Nazebo to use his golem, so that the golem's not going to be used on the core. That's my main concern right now. I just don't want that golem on the core. That.
Make your escape.
There, good. And I'm silenced. That's exactly what I was afraid of. It didn't happen all game, but it happened when it mattered most.
Your core is under attack.
Well, I thought it was a very good game, very competitive.
This was only one
Clearly not
battle
a
in
dominant
long
game
war.
for either side.
MVP.
Very competitive. That's the best types of games. The games that are nail biters. What was Nazebo's siege damage? Whoa. Nazebo's siege damage was pretty bad. Like it's decent. 100k, that's good. His hero damage is good. But I would have expected Nazebo's siege damage to actually be more than Cassia and more than Zool and maybe more than Tassadar. I would definitely expect it to be more than Thrall's, but Thrall was in the solo lane, so maybe he had that extra space for siege. I hopped on with the intention to teach how to win games in Silver, and I just lost one. That's embarrassing. But you know what? That's what this channel is about. The raw experience, the honest experience, the goat experience. So, audience, how was your Christmas? Did you see some interesting people, have some lovely conversations, and exchange some thoughtful gifts? What I got for Christmas uh, was um, it looks like I may have medical insurance. I got it earlier in the month of December, and so I'm pretty excited about that because it's been something I've been working on for over 2 years. There were complications that prevented me from getting it, and not having medical insurance prevented me from doing other things in my life that one, that I wanted to do, and two, that I need to do. Um, so that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to 2025 with medical insurance. I first need to verify that I've got it, but I think some doors have been opened for me now, and I'm eager to pursue those. I'm eager to start showing my face on the channel. I'm going to start doing that next year because no one wants the inhuman experience of looking at a game. I know that you guys want to interact and get the human experience. What do you guys think of that Luigi fella? I think um, there's a lot to be said about that whole situation. Most of all is that it has ignited conversations, it brought them to the forefront. I like that. I can't, in good conscience, condone killing of anyone anytime. However, even though I do not condone that, you know, in war we make some bad decisions. I think it's always wrong to take a life. I guess that makes me pro-life. I'm okay with abortion. I don't have a problem with abortion, but you would think that yeah, I feel like I've said too much. I don't want to get in trouble. uh, here's an interesting thing. I know that um, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of scientists, psychological and sociological and criminal scientists who study networks of people. They use Facebook, they use social media to study um, popular opinion and um, networks of people. And I think those people are having a field day with this Luigi situation because it's probably blurred some of the lines that they had drawn that were artificial to begin with. All right, Stukov, I feel, is the reason that I lost that last game. So I'm going to ban Stukov. I think he's S tier. He's one of the few heroes that are S tier. I don't think there's very many. He's just head and shoulders better at the support role than any other hero, except for maybe Brightwing. Brightwing's got things that she can do that Stukov can't do. Like, she's really good on Warhead. She's good on the in quick match especially. My New Year's resolution is to advertise my channel.
Our world is worth fighting for.
I think it's ethically considerate to tell people that you are recording or streaming if you're in a game with them.
Logical decision.
There's no legal reason you should have to, but I think giving people information, there's no harm in that. It is a personal responsibility that I put on myself and I will encourage others to put on themselves. Are they gonna go Tracer? Where's Tracer? Damn, I was looking for to ban Tracer.
I hear the call.
There is always hope.
From order comes... My hatred is unending. Make way for the bad guy.
Initialization in progress. Prepare for combat.
Ready to pop some hostiles?
Walk in the light.
If you're playing healer against Illidan, you always need a battle plan.
Time
You need a
remaining.
way, you need to have
10
a
seconds.
plan for when he dives you and the team
5,
is not going to
4,
save you because they're going to be
3,
either dead or they're
2,
busy killing
1.
the enemy backline.
Let
So
the
what is your
battle
plan
begin.
for dealing with Illidan? My plan is at level 16, no, 13? Yes. At level 13, I will blind Illidan. Before that, we'll see. made a mistake there and put the crown on Nova. I put the crown on her at a good moment, but then I forgot to move it onto a more appropriate target. And so we didn't have the energy to really make good of that situation. It's just when I'm playing Ariel, most of all, I like to look at the stat sheet, the stat screen, because it provides information to me about who's playing their role effectively. I don't want to say the best, but it could come down to, you know, who the enemy is ignoring the most. That can actually make a difference. It's just who the enemy considers not a threat. By not being a threat, you might be able to get in a lot of shots. And playing your hero effectively is what makes Ariel strong. Effectively means for every cast that you're getting damage value, whether it be siege damage or hero damage. I have expectations about how much hero damage a certain kind of assassin is going to do. I have expectations about how much siege damage different heroes do. And if they're below that average and another hero is above that average, I'm going to opt for putting the crown on the hero who's exceeding expectations. Sometimes I don't have the luxury of being able to read the score screen, so I have rules of thumb on what I consider priority for the crown. When it's objective time, I put priority of the crown on mages usually, because mages do AoE damage, and it's usually the AoE damage to heroes. Additionally, I often put priority on Zul'jin. I don't have the crown on Zul'jin right now, but he's usually a priority for taking the crown. And I don't have it on him right now because it's an early game Zul'jin, and Nazeebo's doing a great job. So that's why the crown's not on Zul'jin at the moment. I swapped over to Zul'jin because it looked like a kill opportunity, and I knew Zul'jin was going to get a lot of free hits in there. And now I need to swap this crown back over to a more appropriate target. And I don't want to leave a lane to do that, so I might just put it on Mei here.
Select a talent.
And if you don't have a choice about who's around you, you definitely need to put the crown on whoever the hell is around you. You need to keep in mind there's a cooldown time for the crown. It says that it's 1.5 seconds,
Enemy fort
but the way the game plays out, it feels more like 4 seconds. Mentally, I have it locked in my head that the crown takes 4 seconds to transfer between two different heroes, because it takes time to travel to the hero that you want to put the crown on.
Well done, friend.
So mentally, I'm trying to calculate about 4 seconds for crown transfers.
As was ordained.
I am on my way to help you.
My spidey senses were tingling. I had an estimate of how fast they could travel, and so that's why I felt secure in clearing that wave for a moment. But I knew I only had a brief moment in which to clear that wave, which is why I only went for the center
fort has been destroyed.
minion that had the globe. Another rule of thumb is that the crown should not be on a retreating hero. It should be on a hero that's advancing, putting pressure on the enemy. So if, let's say Zul'jin was the great crown holder, and he was doing a great job, and he just got a kill, and he now needed to retreat to recover. During Zul'jin's retreat, I want to put the crown on basically anyone else who's trying to cover for him as he retreats. If it's Mei, great, I'll put it on Mei. Hello, hi Orchid, happy holidays. What's this about spam?
Enemy defeated.
Yeah, I like it.
Double kill.
Activate the shrine. Do not let our enemy claim the Punisher's power.
Killing spree.
Oh, you're telling me that I shouldn't advertise. I see. Because they can report you if I advertise too much. I understand. I should probably tell my friends that. I've got somebody who every time I play with her, she puts her channel in there, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. But if that's a reportable offense, I should probably warn that person. Come on, flip me. There you go. I didn't expect the Illidan. Did not expect Illidan. I could heal myself, but I don't want to. Because I want to spend it on Mei.
Select attack. Vital signs negative.
That's what you get for messing with the goat. You mess with the goat, you get the corn.
Triple kill.
Looking good.
Well, I only have one monitor at the moment. I don't have two monitors like a lot of streamers do. So I can only look at the chat when I'm not playing the game. Or when I feel that it's safe to do so. So I'm not going to do it in the middle of a team fight.
An arcane Punisher joins us in battle.
Did you hear my New Year's resolutions there, Orchid? That I was going to try and show my face, get some exercise, and maybe some therapy.
Elimination complete.
Hey, go easy.
Mayhem.
I feel like this session is going to be a classic.
Enemy hero terminated.
It's going so well.
Double kill.
Double kill Ariel! I'm the assassin now. have a phone. Oh, you're saying I should read the text on my phone? That's an idea. I hadn't thought about that.
I shall not waver.
Gotta love this medic.
Who's doing the most damage? It is Zul'jin for hero, and it is Zul'jin for siege. So he's probably the best candidate now. How many stacks does he have? 40? Okay, that's decent. So I probably don't need to switch the crown onto different people in team fights anymore. I can probably leave it on Zul'jin because he's the top of the stat screen in both categories. Although Nazebo with the another kill for Ariel. Gosh, I need assassin, man. Oh, I'm polymorphed. Was that another kill? Oh, thought I had another kill. Where's Nazebo at? Come on, Nazebo, let's get some damage in before you die again. Where's Zul'jin? Zul'jin's in base? Come on, Zul'jin.
Power gathers within a shrine. Be ready, mortals.
Now that we're level 18, I need to stop using my Sacred Seat whips. You're gonna start a pharmacy career next year. That's fun. You can prescribe for me.
Claim the shrine. Show its guardians your
You know what I'd like from you, Orchid? Next year, Christmas of 2025, I want you to write me a prescription for more cowbell. That's what I want. I want more cowbell. And you might not get that joke because you might be too young, but there's plenty of viewers who will get it. When this game's over, I'll have to put the link in the text chat.
We have unleashed a frozen punisher.
Yeah, that's a good idea to use my phone as a communication, or so I can read the text while playing. That's a good idea. I'll start doing that.
I shall not waver.
Fort destroyed.
Oh no, Nazebo! Oh, I'm gonna have to resurrect him. Okay, so Orchid, guess what? No joke. I am not fibbing. Honest. Today's my birthday.
Enemy keep annihilated.
No, our punisher has been felled.
Negative.
Diablo is dead. And all evil
I know you don't get the cowbell joke. That's why I gotta link it after. It's an old school Saturday Night Live video back when people used to watch Saturday Night Live regularly. But now that there's YouTube, nobody watches Saturday Night Live except for the highlight clips. Oh, and we got the spicy Terran. Okay. Okay.
well-deserved victory.
This is my fan base.
There is always hope. Salvation is at hand.
All right, so it's looking okay. We're level 20. They're 18. We've been winning almost every team fight. Did we win every objective? I think we did. Zebo's got 100 stacks with spiders, only 45 stacks with Zul'jin. I expected more from him at 17 minutes. He had 40, like, 5 minutes ago. I like it very much. It's a very nice artwork. But what I don't like is that I know that that's not your own work. I know that's not your artwork. I like original artwork.
Kill confirmed.
Untouchable. Vital signs negative.
A shrine gathers power. Prepare to activate it.
If you're going to be offensive, at least be originally offensive, not just copying somebody else's. Alright, easy peasy. 0 deaths. MVP Ariel with the 5 kills.
Forces eradicated.
BS. That Nova was dead weight compared to me. My everything is Capricorn. Alright, so I need to give you the joke. I'm going to link you why a prescription for more cowbell makes sense.
Now you can.
Alright. You'll have to sit through the ad. You know what? I'm going to put it here, too. Because I know. I'll put it there for the YouTubers that are going to see this video in like 5 years. And I'll put it in the Twitch chat. Well, you can watch it later. It's funny. You just have to trust me on that. I need a prescription for more cowbell. Because I don't know how I'm going to get cowbell without it. I need a pharmacy note. Tell her, Taryn. Tell him that cowbell needs a pharmacy note. Hey, Taryn, you wanna... Is it really? Okay, so Oregon says that the more cowbell skit is banned in her country, and that just blows my mind. What? Let me look for a bootleg copy. Like somebody who's taken the skit and stolen it or something. Oh man, I'm really tempted to play it, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. You guys are probably just baiting me into getting a copyright strike. I could probably play a 10-second clip. That would work. It makes me laugh. Just all right. You gotta search for more cowbell and look for a 5-minute clip. Type in YouTube, type in more
Person
cowbell,
hollow.
and type in cowbell SNL, and look for a clip that's approximately 5 to 6 minutes. And it's about a band from, is it the 60s, 70s? It's a very legendary SNL clip, and it's a part of our culture. It's a part of American culture. Every American needs to know about it. And if you study American culture, you need to know about more cowbell. It's critical. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to cross my fingers and hope that the algorithm doesn't pick up on the 10 seconds of um, SNL material that I had. I think I can afford one copyright strike. And I do it for you, Orchid, my number one fan. Okay, so Asmodan is good here, right? On Cursed Hollow, easy win.
I play to win.
I like to show what I'm picking, but then not lock in so that I have adaptability to what the enemy team is picking and also what our team is picking. So
The
that
wait
if
is
no one ever
over.
showed a healer, for example, I am willing to heal. So I would probably switch to a healer. But I know that I would change, but they don't know that. I do think Brightwing is pretty great on Cursed Hollow. I do like playing Brightwing as well. Did you know that they recently made Brightwing slightly less effective? They reduced her level 1 teleport
Tremble
phase
before
shift
me.
from
Victory
6% to 4%, I think. 2% is that's a big swing. And I
So
don't
it
think it made
begins.
Our world is
Brightwing
worth fighting
less
for.
effective. I think she's still effective, but a 2% difference
With every death comes
is
honor.
pretty big
Honor,
when you're talking about
redemption.
like a Diablo at level 20 in terms of healing. I'm not even going to do the math, but um, heroes have like what, 5,000 hit points, somewhere around there. So what's 2% of 5,000? Again, I'm not going to do the math. I leave it as an exercise to the reader. Good night, Orchid. You think cowbells are obscure, Terran Spice? All right, I have to promote cowbells now. I think that's going to be a product that I'm going to have to sell on my channel because cowbells, well, they're pretty awesome because of that SNL clip, but additionally, cowbells are actually a really important cultural, um, what's the word? Cultural icon in Switzerland. They have a whole novelty cowbell economy where they sell cowbells of various sizes and shapes and qualities, and it's like it's like if you're in Texas and you've got a big truck, like that's a status symbol. But instead, in Switzerland,
Back to
their
the
status symbol
burning
is not a
hells
truck.
with you.
It's literally their cowbells, and it's cute, but it's also interesting from a historical perspective because you think about the fact that the cowbells were made with metals, and the metals were expensive. So if you have a lot of cowbells, that's metals that can be transmuted into bullets or machinery, whatever. And now, in modern economy where you can get things by mail pretty easily in the world economy, it's not as effective to have a store surplus of cowbells. But I definitely see how it could be useful strategically for Switzerland to have cowbells. Besides just the cute cowbell thing, like, they're cows, happy cows from Switzerland make happy cheese. I wish I didn't throw my globe. That looks like a mighty beefy wave. Get it! Damn. I was hoping to get ult through. So Terran Spice, should I be in middle lane? Because I see a lot of Asmodeans going to the side lanes on Cursed Hollow, and I've always wondered why they do that, because mid lane Asmodean seems pretty good.
On my way.
Choose a talent.
You notice that Vala's like not doing a damn thing?
Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor.
Of course, I can assist you.
On my way.
Alright, here we go. First fight of the game. Start with a channel, bait in the Diablo to dive me. Here he comes. Nope, I don't want to get dived, Diablo. Go suck an egg. Fuck your bushes. You know, if I want to increase my audience, I should probably swear a few less.
That was rather violent.
No one can stop us.
This calls for a retreat.
Where's Diablo? I'm afraid of him running out of the bushes and taking me by surprise. There he is.
Choose a talent.
So there I took more damage than I need to do because I stood my ground so that Falstad wouldn't kill Vala. She was likely to die, but I wanted to make sure. It seemed like low risk. Look at Diva. What's going on with Diva?
On my way.
Go ahead and channel. Yeah, channel that. I think that Falstad's gonna take out Kane. No, Kane.
Confront this dangerous hero.
Bailing out. On my way.
Yep. Get closer. Take the tower shots, sucker.
I require aid.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my
The
faith.
amount of time that it'll take me to move from this bottom lane to this position here is approximately the same amount of time to go from here to here.
I need help.
So that's why I did the recall. Who needs help? Oh, she's defending against boss. I didn't realize we were that far behind. Not liking this. This looks pretty bad.
Them pay for that.
I need help. The gods sit scared and stand. Ice wall coming up.
That Stukov was panicking. He's like, no, I want to get through the wall. No, don't want to die. That's how it feels to play against you, Stukov. I don't want to be silenced.
Gathers enough tribute this time.
Defend the objective before it's too late.
Gotta put the general in the bottom lane. Down some walkie-talkies.
Ice wall coming up. Your aid, sister.
Stay a while and listen.
Not the curse falls upon
Now
you,
I'll show them.
heroes.
Okay, these towers are not safe, so I want to retreat. Please.
It seems you've lost a fort.
In blood.
Your own has destroyed a fort. Your fort has been destroyed.
Persuade these mercenaries to join us.
Talent? Ah, that seems generous. Let the curse end. Until someone wins my favor once more.
Nerf this. I'm back in the fight.
How am I doing on 200, huh? 210 minutes? That's on target for schedule.
Accept your offering, minion. No one can stand against me.
Okay, 211 minutes. That's really what it's about.
Stay a while and listen.
Double triple kill. Quad kill.
I thought Stukov was gonna get further away.
It was a good one.
Killing spree.
Ostad is such a bitch of a hero. It's got a permanent shield. How many other heroes have a permanent shield?
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute.
He's got
Earn
global
my
movement.
favor.
He's got a ranged laser attack that is longer than any other attack except for Phoenix.
I depart.
It's clear to me that Falstad is a favorite.
Coming.
There's no way we can do the boss while they're approaching us at mid lane.
Stay a while and listen.
Nerf this.
Enemy fort. Your killing spree is over.
Thrall is still trying to do that boss, huh?
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
That's a second boss the enemy team has managed to take. And they've also secured 4 tributes total. When I see this team fighting in the team fights, it seems like they more or less know what they're doing. So I don't know why we're doing so poorly. I guess I can only blame myself. So on that note, I'll look and see that I am doing top siege. And that's the role I wanted to play, so I'm doing okay there. Diva's got...
This needs our
Actually,
defense.
May's doing more siege damage. That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm spending too much time on hero damage.
Anguish.
Defend the objective before it's too late.
Gather tribute or face my curse. The choice is simple.
On my way.
Okay, team wants to go to the objective. That's fine. I'll be there. I've got long ass range. Of course, I have to worry about Diablo attacking me on rear. Same with Hanzo, as they've done in the last 2 encounters. Hanzo's been on my rear.
Choose a talent.
And Hanzo and Diablo are on my rear. False stat.
Dodging.
This fight is not over
Your
yet.
enemy has destroyed a keep. My curse upon you.
Well, this looks like it's going to be 2 losses in a row. Just, again, pretty embarrassing for me when I logged in with the intention of recording wins. And I titled my stream, How to Win in Silver.
Let's play a game.
Because I think of myself as a gold player, maybe platinum. Yeah, I'm a platinum player.
MVP.
And I'm losing to bronzes.
Epic.
Once again, lost both games to Stukov. That's why I think he's the S tier support in most situations. Okay, back at it. back at the beat down. All right, so audience feedback. What'd you see in that game? What would you like to recommend? Uh, what would you find entertaining? What would you like to learn? What would you like me to teach you? Or what would you like to teach me? Should I teach you guys about Bertrand Russell? Or should I teach you about more cowbell? What would be amusing? What do the other streamers talk about while they're sitting in queue? They probably play commercials, don't they?
Garden
Well,
is
I have no
hell.
intention of playing commercials at this stage. Yeah, I like to do hero damage. I was trying to throw the hero damage at the same time that there was minions in the way. Arcadian, I've been playing with this guy for the last 3 days, and I like working with him. Yesterday, I was playing Ariel as healer, and I did 175 heal in that game, 175k healing, and the enemy healer only did like 70k.
I stand ready.
So it wasn't like it was not an exceptionally long game, is what I'm trying to say. I did 3 times the amount of healing that he did, the enemy healer, and we still didn't win that game, and that was a very frustrating game
Locked and loaded.
to lose when I was that on as healer, and it got me tilted. It made me angry
Anytime you're ready.
at all the teams I had after that.
Stitches want to play.
I don't know that I agree with you, Terrence Spice. I think I would have agreed with that statement, that Bronze's team's biggest weakness is their macro. Um, I would have agreed with that 3 years ago, knowing what I know today. But from what I'm seeing in the players today, in Bronze, they're just as focused on macro as anyone else. I don't think that that's their weakness. I think actually uh, their weakness is in their positioning in the team fights. I think team fights determine the outcome of the game, and the winner of the team fights is the team that has better discipline in their positioning. I think positioning is just about everything.
Glory to
And
the
team fighting,
Horde.
or not team fighting, positioning, even though I say it's just one thing and that's everything, I think the nuances of positioning are incredibly complex.
I
That
will
would
not
take
be
probably an hour
denied.
to describe all the nuances of it.
Victory above all.
Maybe I can make a future video on that, but there's plenty of, yeah, I'll make a future video on that, but there's plenty of Dota videos about positioning that I can draw inspiration from. I can just regurgitate what they've already said, but from a Heroes of the Storm context. You know, sometimes you want tight positioning, sometimes you want loose, sometimes you want the healer in the front line. That's rare, but you know, we've got Lily. She's a frontline healer. There's a lot of nuance to it. You know, how far back should Asmodan be? Because yeah, he can dunk from really far away, but if you want to get maximum potential out of him, you want him to be close enough to use that laser of his E. I don't even remember what it's called. But positioning, obviously, is the thing that I seem to focus on more than other players, I think. So I think that's the key to victory.
Ready yourselves, warriors. A great battle is upon you.
What do you say? Ready to have a little fun?
I face death as an old friend.
Combat starts in 10 seconds. What I have. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight with all you have.
Forward unto darkness. Let's decree.
As a perfect example of bad positioning. She's against Stitches. The Vala got hooked by Stitches, and it was because of where she positioned herself. She positioned herself not just in the middle of the lane, but in the middle of the team conflict. And she was in front of the enemy, or our enemy minion wave, so she had no cover. So that when Stitches throws his hook into, you know, the center of mass of the teams, she's the one who's going to get hooked. But she was so concentrated on getting hero damage in. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a little bit of damage to just stay alive.
Journey. Know the abyss as it knows you.
And, you know, obviously to get a kill on a hero like Stitches at level 1, you need to be a little bit aggressive.
Must you
But knowing
disturb me?
when and how to put on that aggression is important. And that's the nuance that really you can't teach a person. I mean, you can say things, but it's a feeling you learn about reaction times and distance.
Choose a talent.
Reaction times and distance determines positioning.
Know the abyss as it knows you.
And an important part of positioning isn't just knowing what's best, but knowing yourself and what your own reaction times are. If your reaction time is a little bit slower than the enemy's, you need to position a little bit safer. You need to know what your limits are to position correctly.
This This ain't a one-man show, baby.
As you say.
The forces of evil are weaker here. Double kill.
See, look at that. Stukov kicking ass because he's the S tier support. I don't think he's OP either. I don't like he's not OP like Samuru.
Gotta pull back for now.
He's just an effective hero. You know, they could do something like reduce his damage output, but that won't make him any less effective because the main effect that he has is that AoE silence, and you can't nerf a silence that is continuous. Anyway, he's not OP. They should not change him. He's a great hero. I don't like to play him. He's a great hero.
Shouldn't you be gathering that seed of heroes?
Becomes of these slain heroes' souls, I
Kill
wonder.
confirmed.
I don't understand why things are easy with Zool.
Where's my crew at?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for the seed without the team support. So right now, just hold on to your britches.
Your foe deserved that.
Good work.
Dude, it's
Killing spree.
okay. It's the tank's job to tank the seed things, and the support should grab the seed. In that situation, we adapted, which is the right thing to do. Always adapt.
An enemy has perished.
Exquisitely done.
Doesn't mean you have to change what you're doing. We've got 5 different players. They can all adapt. But if I was able to pause the game and individually command each hero, I would have had ETC or Etsy taking the aggro from the plants, and I would have had the support hero capture. Right now I'm covering
Healing magic.
the screen so that they can capture safely.
It is time.
I don't actually need to do damage to be effective.
Well here. Go. Into
That's
the
something that
blackened
is kind of an advanced technique that you can be effective without actually doing anything. The threat of doing damage is almost as good as actually doing damage. It's not quite as good as doing damage,
healing magic.
but if the enemy believes that you can do the damage, it is a strong deterrent. And that's what you really want if your goal is to conquer the map. That's wisdom from Caprea in terms of RTS strategy. So for those of you who saw my earlier games, I think my wisdom would be, if you want to win bronze games, play Stukov, because he's just winning all the games tonight.
Your terrors, my children, have fallen. I hope their sacrifice was worth it.
So to reiterate a point I just made a moment ago, I think it's important. Your reaction time, as well as the enemy's reaction time, are important factors to consider in positioning. You can say that there's an optimal position,
We have done well here.
but that position is worth nothing if you can't react appropriately for it. So if you are used to playing in an environment its ping is 60 milliseconds, and you start playing in the European servers where the ping is 200 milliseconds, you cannot have the same position that you would have had in America.
Another seed.
Oh no, your fort. Companions are quite bold.
Celebration
Choose a
is in
talent.
order.
Assist our ally.
Do I pull back
Balance will
and
be
save the fort, or do I go for the seed?
Gather the seed.
This is a moment of
before your
truth,
enemy.
and I made a choice.
Where's my crew at?
I really want to go back and defend, but they really ought to be able to defend that. With the 4 of them. And they have structures. They have forts, and forts count as like an extra player. They really should be able to stop them.
death within this place.
I believe in them. I believe that they can stop them.
Are you ready, friends?
Your keep is no more.
Yes, we lost the fort. We lost the keep.
Defend your core.
You had even odds.
Decrees. Exquisitely done.
Your core is under.
A seed has sprouted. Let's not fight over it, hmm?
Still hope for these lands.
Nice body blocks, Nova. I think I proved my point. I think that I made the right choice there by pushing the lane and expecting them to be able to defend damn keep.
The journey begins.
It was a full strength keep with the 2 fort towers. And they had 4 players up defending against the enemy 5 players. And they didn't have Asmodan or Nazebo or anyone else with major siege damage.
Silent.
4 heroes plus a keep should be able to repel or at least stall 5 enemy players, heroes.
Seed. It will sprout. Thank you. That seed is ready for gathering. I suggest you do it now.
Healing magic. Quaint, but useful. The balance will be preserved. Healing magic. Quaint, but useful.
Such such useful service. My terror shall crush your enemies.
You die. The journey.
What's cool about Zool is that the cage on its own doesn't do damage. So you can throw down the cage underneath a keep or a fort and not expect to take tower shots. However, the build that I go does do damage with the
My
cage.
beautiful terrors have fallen.
Feed it.
Thank
Assist our ally.
I really don't want to listen to anything that Fala wants to do because she made bad decisions earlier. It just makes me think that I know more. Yep, once again, that was Vala's call. I need to actually mute the pings from Vala because
I sense
all of the pings are suggesting bad
within
things.
this place.
Like, what's the enemy going to do right now? If you were the enemy, what would you do?
Balance decree.
This area is contested. Stay away.
No! Defend your core!
Keep distance.
My. Yet another seed. I trust you know what to do, heroes.
I'm returning to town. To the hall.
Core is under attack.
There's my precious seed.
I see there is yet justice in this realm. Choose a talent.
Will be preserved. Thank you.
The forces of evil are weaker here.
Well, I think the fact that I was able to take the camp and then defend the core while they were pinging me means that I was doing the right thing. Etsy, once again, not able to hold the aggro. If you were the enemy, if you were the enemy team, and you looked at the map right now, what would you do?
Death within this place.
I would be going to this camp that I'm going at right now. This one.
Ah.
That's what I would be doing if I was the enemy right now.
Another seed is about to sprout.
Well thought.
People will tell you go for the core right now. With Zool, his skeletons actually do damage.
Gather the seed, heroes, quickly.
When you wave clear, you actually get more damage with Zool.
Congratulations, heroes.
Congratulations, heroes.
MVP.
Follow your MVP. Also, if you ever lose or win a game that looked grim, like you were going to lose, which was that game that we just did, you should compliment someone on your team. You think, oh, it won't help you win that game? That game's already over. Um, it's just good for the community. Number one, we need to build up this community. That's the main reason you should do it. Make some new friends. Those are the main reasons. There's secondary reasons as well, like if I compliment him and in the next game we get matched together, you know, there's probably going to be more synergy. But that's besides the point. I've even gone so far as to compliment people in games that were losses or devastating losses. It can help. It can help out people. I recommend that too.
Dragonshire.
All right, who do I recognize on my team and who do I recognize the enemy team? I've played with I Love You almost every day this week. I know I played with him last night. He doesn't like me very much. Arcadian was just on my team. He was the Stukov. So I could probably expect him to pick Stukov this game.
Ruktar Ogar!
This one.
I hear the call.
It's about time.
I will fight to my last breath!
I heed the voice of Elune.
It is time.
Okay, why did I pick Zool into what they were showing already? Considering that we don't have, or considering that I was considering Leoric. Leoric's pretty strong on Dragonshire, and Leoric would have been really great against throws from Garish. But I was worried about Tychus, and we already have two specialists. And because of my success in the previous games with Zool, I decided that Zool is a slightly more ranged, focused bruiser, if that makes any sense. He's a bruiser with range. And by keeping it range, I'm hoping that that will keep Gary at bay. Like, I don't need to get thrown by him. Let somebody else get thrown by him. And I can also keep Tychus at an arm's length away. I have the hiccups.
Ready yourselves, warriors. A great battle is upon you.
Hi Ben, welcome to my
hope you are
channel.
ready for this, friend.
I face death as an old friend. I stand sentinel.
Combat.
Here we go.
starts
Okay, we've got
in 10 seconds.
we got three specialists effectively, because
5,
Nazeeb's a specialist,
4, 3,
Zagar's a
2,
specialist, and Zool
1.
used to be classified as a specialist
Let the battle begin.
before he was classified as a bruiser. And so, in my head, the ideal situation is one specialist in each lane, and we just do not do lane rotations. I think that strategy would be really effective against teams that have Abathurs that like to play mines. If we already lose one, we already lost them. Okay, how many specialists does it take to do top lane? I don't know. Did you see the stutter stepping from Tychus there? It was a little odd. Maybe he was trying to throw his grenade slightly out of range.
Think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power? Prove it. Take control of the
And that
shards.
is an example of why I picked Zool. Keep Tychus at bay.
Do not fear.
Capture the shards. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power and lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Retreat before it's too late.
The journey begins.
You require a talent.
Now that I shall savor.
I know that Tychus is taking top 4. I don't really want to fight him over it. So I'll do a little bit of work here. I know that I saw Zagara on this camp. I don't understand why it's not finished. I wasn't paying enough attention.
You look like you require my aid.
Tychus hopefully went mid lane. No, he's still here. Okay. I could probably take him, but it's not worth the risk. Now it's worth the risk.
Sentinel.
Pull back. That battle cannot be won.
I suggest we capture this mercenary camp.
Forward unto darkness. Ah, I was eyeing that as well. Death lurks here. Retreat! Forward to darkness.
I'm confused how we have 3 specialists. 2 of them are in the same lane.
This hero must die.
I understand that the battlefield shifts and that we're going to have 2 in the same lane sometimes. But why is no one opposing the orc? Do they really expect me to double soak? I hate the concept of double soak. I hate that it requires travel time between lanes, which is wasted momentum. I think it has its place. It's a valid tactic, but I don't think it should be
Who's a talent?
the default state.
Incinerate all who oppose this realm's rebirth.
I sense within this place.
He knocked away Tychus. They have 2 tank killer heroes. They've got Leoric, who's a tank killer on his own.
His strength was never yours to keep.
And that's why I hate Entomb. Because if you miss
Drago's
Entomb,
blade
you get no value
whispers your name.
out of your ult. Entomb does 0 damage on its own, and if you miss it, it does even less. I like that the March gives damage, plus it also provides an unstoppable. It becomes an escape mechanism
Offer you my aid.
in addition to being an assault tool.
Ah, the familiar scent. death.
Who wants to capture this mercenary?
Go into the blackened night.
When he started life draining me, typically I'll use my shield, bone armor. But because we had this, whatever you call it, mage minion thing, I didn't feel that I had to.
Another chance to prove yourself worthy. Do not squander it.
Healing magic. Quaint, but useful.
Choose a talent.
Some people will tell you, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, do this camp at that time, and I think
Know the
there's an
Control both shrines.
overarching
and the
theme
Dragon
to
Knight's
all of that
power
that can be
is yours.
summarized. Just use every resource that you have. And in this case, this mage minion
Ruined as old
We have done
Tristram.
well
provided a defensive mechanism, an Aegis,
Who wants to
against
capture
magic
this
damage,
mercenary?
which Leoric's life drain is magic damage. So he's going to be doing, I don't know, whatever percent less damage. I don't even know how much magic armor it is, because to me it's not relevant.
Make your enemies
I don't need to know.
suffer as
I mean, I do need to know, but in that moment, I knew from past experience that simply just being in the mage AoE was enough to get value that I could stand my ground and fight him.
So that's what death is. I miss it already.
What build is this, Leor? Active heal, increased range. Whatever. I disagree with everything he picked. I don't like any of those skills.
For now.
I'm sure if he practices it, it's just fine. I just like the other talents a lot better.
You require a talent.
I really like the long range life drain. I think that's pretty great.
The abyss.
Damn, we both got hit by that. I'm not going in there. No way.
Do not fear death.
My beloved is gone,
Well done,
but his power remains.
If I were the enemy team, I would
Control the
definitely be going
shrines
for that
and make
bottom
use
camp.
of it.
So we need to be extra careful around that camp. Even though we just saw them at mid, it took them just as long, if not shorter, to get down there as it took us to get down here.
Within this place.
Okay, we've got vision there now.
I suggest we capture this.
My
And now
husband is dead.
Tyrande gave us vision on Gary. We know that we have like 10 seconds to clear it while it takes some travel time. That is a nice... Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Somebody should definitely get the top beacon. It's probably me, but we have such a strong wave push here. I hate to lose out on some siege damage. They can probably end it. I should have stayed. This is a mistake, but I've already made the decision. I can't unmake it, so I'm going to make the most of the bad decision that I already made. I should be able to capture the dragon. They've got Nazebo. They might be able to end without my help, but I will guarantee it by getting the dragon. Okay, I think that's as many wins as losses.
Victory!